Malinzint, Doña Marina, La Malinche, and Queen Isabella I of Castile. These two women can be considered the main architect in the formation of the Hispanic ethnicity. Malinzint, also known as Doña Marina or La Malinche, and Queen Isabella I of Castile may be regarded as two key figures in the historical processes that contributed to the formation of what is often referred to as the Hispanic world. From this perspective, the Hispanic identity can be understood as the result of early interactions, coexistence, and cultural mixing between Spaniards and indigenous peoples of the Americas. Due to their limited numbers, primarily fortune-seeking soldiers, the Spanish settlers did not initially pursue the systematic elimination of the native populations. Rather, their interests were better served through alliances, cooperation, and mutual accommodation. Such relationships allowed them to benefit from indigenous knowledge of the land, access to resources, and other strategic advantages, while avoiding excessive hostility that might provoke resistance or expulsion. In this sense, pragmatic coexistence, better friends than enemies, prevailed as a guiding principle. This process, however, was far from harmonious. Tensions, disagreements, and conflicts inevitably arose. Over time, practical considerations and experience led to a gradual recognition on both sides. Times the relatively small number of Spaniards made it impossible to displace or dominate indigenous populations entirely. Moreover, integration into local societies, including the formation of families, became essential for their permanence in these territories. Times indigenous groups, in turn, increasingly perceived the technological, cultural, and powering capabilities of the Spaniards, recognizing potential advantages in alliance and cooperation, particularly in the context of intertribal conflicts, which were often frequent and prolonged. Thus, peaceful coexistence and collaboration emerged as mutually beneficial strategies. This did not imply an absence of inequality or domination. Spaniards frequently sought to assert authority, control, and maximize their own benefits within this coexistence. Nonetheless, the relationship itself remained necessary and, to varying degrees, advantageous for both groups. Over time, the diversity of actors and circumstances produced numerous conflicts, disputes, and instances of abuse, primarily by those in positions of greater power, namely the Spaniards. Despite this, the long-term outcome was the emergence of a new, mixed cultural and social reality, a Hispanic identity characterized by shared language, broadly similar religious beliefs, and the gradual abandonment of certain ancestral practices, such as human sacrifice. While this identity developed with regional variations across Central and South America, it retained underlying unifying features. In contemporary discussions of the discovery of America, some individuals, interestingly, often of mixed heritage, question whether it might have been preferable for other European powers, rather than Spain, to have led this process. The answer depends fundamentally on how one defines what is better. Would it have been preferable for indigenous populations to be entirely displaced or eliminated by large-scale European settler colonization, resulting in a predominantly European population? Or was it significant that the initial Spanish presence involved relatively small groups of explorers whose survival depended on interaction and integration? For those inclined toward the latter interpretation, one might acknowledge the historical roles of the two figures mentioned at the outset, Doña Marina and Queen Isabella of Castile. Each, within her own context and capacity, may be seen as having contributed, whether consciously or not, to the conditions that made coexistence and mutual development possible, thereby planting the seeds for a new, interconnected cultural world. They did so through intelligence and adaptability. Doña Marina, transitioning from enslavement to a position of linguistic and cultural mediation, played a crucial role in facilitating communication and understanding between distinct societies. Queen Isabella, for her part, established legal frameworks intended to regulate conduct in the newly encountered territories and to limit abuses by her representatives. And let us remember the importance, given the number of individuals, mestizos, and indigenous people, around 80%, that these ethnic processes had during these last centuries. Such interpretations, however, often provoke criticism from ideological extremes, for whom historical narratives serve primarily as vehicles for doctrine and persuasion. For my part, even at the risk of being regarded as naive or mistaken, I would choose to acknowledge and raise a toast to both figures. Malinzint, o Doña Marina la Malinche, y la Reina Isabel la Católica.